Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host tonight, Jsnip4. But that's just my street name. Today we have 5-minute news. Little quick episode of some important things. Somewhat important, whatever. Just going to go through a few of them, make this a nice short and sweet video, and inform you on some of today's news. The House has passed Ron Paul's out at the Fed bill, but can it pass the Senate? It actually had a massive, overwhelmingly vote yesterday. I sure hope so that it passes the Senate, but I'm not going to hold my breath. But it might. Gold closed today up on the risk on trade was orchestrated throughout the globe. Gold finished the COMEX session up $32 to 1608. Silver also joined the party, rising by 66 cents to $27.45. Today, the news was all about the Hilsenrath article yesterday at 3:55 p.m., where he expects the Fed to engage in some round of QE3. That lit a fire under the Dow Jones yesterday at closing time, and the bullishness continued northbound again today. The question is it going to be QE3 before or after a nice little crash? Don't know. Maybe before, but it could go the other way too. In the news today, after the European bourses closed, Egan-Jones lowered the boom on Italy another 3 notches to junk CCC+. In Spain, the second largest company, the utility Telefonica, suspended all dividends and buybacks. Why? I thought the economy's doing great over there. They got bailed out and everything. No? Telefonica? No? No speaking English? Or no speak bailout? That will go over real well tomorrow when the Spanish IBEX opens. Britain is now officially in recession. Officially in recession. Oh, okay. As if it left it and came back or something. As if it never left. With 2 straight quarters of negative growth. That's why it's official. Today they reported second quarter growth of minus 0.7%. In the USA, home sales were down the most in 20 months. Almost 2 years. Man, that rebound's coming soon, boy. I'll be able to sell my house. What's that? 20 months? Lowest home sales? And I was just flush even with what I owe my house. I was hoping I could sell it and get out of here. No. Sorry. Got a lot more diving to do. Sorry about your luck. We will go over these stories. And he wants to talk a little bit about the COMEX trading session today. I'm not going to get into that. It's not really that important. At least not to the bottom of this article. Also, remember that tomorrow is options expirations for the gold and silver paper contracts. Expect the crooks to whack the prices down until first day notice, which has been their modus operandi for a while now. And that first notice day is Tuesday, July 31st. Now, big players, for whatever reason recently, very recently, are continuing their massive withdrawals of physical silver from COMEX vaults yesterday. I'm sure probably today too. Delaware, HSBC, and JP Morgan, their vaults, all reported adjustments out of registered inventories. In Scotia, that vault reported another 670,000 ounces withdrawn from eligible vaults. I keep seeing over and over and over and over again, especially from Makata or whatever, Makata, whatever, however you say that, and it's like 600 something here, 600 something there, 600 something here, every other day. It's absurd. It's like unheard of for that withdrawal to come out of there, out of the COMEX, that registered silver and whatnot, those numbers that they give us. And it's been happening the last 2 weeks, pretty interestingly, out of nowhere. And I'm thinking old, conspiracy mind going, London, Olympics, next false flag potentially, major problem with gold and silver. They're getting theirs now. They're pulling it out now before the problems hit. Makes sense, but I don't know if that's going to be the case because I don't know if there's really going to be a false flag attack at the Olympics. But man, do these elitists need it badly to paper over and hide some stuff? And there is still no mention out of the CME group and or COMEX of the missing 1.4 million ounces of registered silver that just vanished into thin air due to the MF global collapse 8 months ago. Still haven't figured that out. Still no arrests. Still no one getting their money back. Sorry about your luck. GATA, the gold antitrust fellas, files new gold records request with state, treasury, Fed, and FOMC. Through its lawyer, GATA today filed Federal Freedom of Information Act request with the U.S. State Department, Treasury, Federal Reserve, and FOMC, which is the Federal Open Market Committee, greatly expanding upon GATA's 2009 Freedom of Information Act request to the Fed, which sought access to records involving gold swaps. In 2009, that action, the Freedom of Information Act action, elicited a revealing admission from the Fed that it has secret and highly sensitive gold swap agreements with foreign banks. An admission that the Fed, despite its many previous denials, is indeed surreptitiously active in the gold market. The FOA action, or the Freedom of Information Act action, led to GATA's lawsuit against the Fed and U.S. District Court, which last year produced both a judicial finding that the Fed has many gold-related secrets and a verdict enough in GATA's favor that the Fed was required to pay court costs. Imagine that. So their new request seeks access not to just records involving gold swaps, but essentially to all records held by the targeted agencies that involve gold. For example, in the case of the State Department, records of all international agreements involving the United States and gold. We're hopeful that these requests will liberate material as telling as the confession the Fed was forced to make about secret gold swap agreements the last time. Now, why am I hearing gold, Federal Reserve, gold, Treasury, gold, United States? Why am I not hearing fiat money, U.S. dollars, paper currency? And as a matter of fact, don't make me do it, but I'll do it if I have to. I will call Bernanke right now and ask him, is gold money? No. Then why do central banks hoard it by the tons? I'm sorry, could you speak up? I didn't catch that. Oh, he said it's just a tradition. An old family tradition. But they have highly sensitive gold swap agreements with foreign banks. And we also want to know now, with the Treasury Department, what other international agreements we have regarding the word gold and or swaps or anything with gold. If gold is just this old garbage piece of junk, not worthy, not money, not an asset, tradition that people like to stock up on, well, people as in if you're a Federal Reserve or a central bank, you like to stock up on it. Not because it's going to be worth something massively high real soon, no, but because it's just a tradition. So that's it for the news today. That was probably a little bit more than 5 minutes. But that, my friends, is what I call a Jsnip4 bonus. Take care.